everyone. Sorry, I woke up like at 7:50. Who's in chat now? I know I had a couple spikes and a couple buys and a couple highs, and hello, I'm here. Soonish, you know, we try, we fail. I think I started streaming at like, well, no, I did start at 8. Okay, welcome to Autism Peer Support. Again, you do not need to be autistic to be here. However, there are certain aspects of autism that I want to address. Hello. And those ones are big in the areas of executive functioning impairments that go along with it. So I know those overlaps can be in many places. Good to see you, Comet. Also, I just wanted to address something. Thank you for your message from before. I think we should chat about that. If you would like to DM me too, I can, but no pressure. I can explain the purpose of the Discord. The Discord's oddly specific. And then again, it's like for autism, there's so many issues that become part of autism, including we have a really broad diagnosis at this point. Yeah, so it's not personal or anything like that. I think it's just genuine misunderstanding. And I can explain it. But the Discord has a really super specific purpose that goes in line with that video. So then like if you don't know the purpose, it becomes tricky to follow along because it's not a normal Discord. But the Discord is not necessary for this channel. It doesn't really add very much outside of practicing some of the skills from the channel. It's not really a social place, or even like, I wouldn't say it's like a community place. Does that make sense? Like it's more like supplemental practice for some of the stuff that I do on the stream, and some of the ways of thinking that I'm going to suggest. So maybe like watching the stream, and then I can go over a little bit of like why that inner ring idea exists for the space. Yeah, okay, thank you so much for letting me clear that up and clear the air a bit too, because I really I have a hard time starting with the standards that have been set up online, because they, like, first of all, they were clearly set up for neurotypical people just because they're the majority, right? And then some of the things that I want to do are just oddly specific. So in trying to specify them, sometimes I think I confuse everyone. So I also, that's on me. I need to keep working on what that looks like, to like go from what people are used to like, okay, here's this very oddly specific thing I want to do and why. Okay, so if you have a tracker, please start with the tracking. I'm just making a little bit more microwave time for breakfast. Yesterday I had a nightmare. And my brain did me a solid and gave me a cool dream this time, where like lots of good things were happening. I was like, oh, that's nice. It was nice. It was a good dream. I had the good dream. Okay, so trackers, let me see here. I need something that's like, Jane's not ready for her camera yet. Mr. DeVille, I am not ready for my close-up. Get that away from me. Okay, let's go with, that's a good one. Here, this is the I'm not ready for my close-up filter. This is one of my favorite filters of all time, though, to be fair. Look what I am! I'm a flower! I liked how I said that! I'm a flower! Yeah, I had one of the worst bad dreams ever. It was very disturbing and very graphically awful. Like, it was just gruesome and was kind of like themed around like how people think that's entertaining, and I don't like that. Like me personally, I like the Muppets. And I also just like, I like being joyful and in awe and just like, I don't know. Did you know that it's alright to wonder? Like that type of vibe. Like I like wondering and being curious and thinking things are marvelous, because if you really pay attention, wow, we're alive. That's nutty. That's pretty dope. We are the lucky chosen few that are alive. I like thinking that way. I like people who think that way because it's freaking true. It's not false. It's not false. There's definitely a lot going on here with our society where I'm like, God damn it, humans. Really? This is what we're still doing, or not even still, but like, is this fixable? This has got to be fixable. Why? I have a lot of why questions for my fellow humans that I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't do spirit. Do you have any synesthesia around that? Because that's one of my problems too. There's like, I can't do the gore. Have you ever heard of or looked up mirror touch, mirror pain synesthesia? I definitely have that. So basically, it helped me in ballet a lot because when I see something on another human body that is a understandable, recognizable process of movement and nociceptors, like pain receptors, my brain goes, okay, let's simulate that in our own body. Let's think about that. I want to barf. It's terrible. Why is childish? No, it's not. You don't want people questioning. It's not childish at all. It's a very good question, and that's why it's one of the first ones we figure out to ask, because it's a very good question. Okay, move over there. You ask why a lot. I have also been told this shade many times over my life. Forever. You ask why a lot. I'm like, you know what's funny about you, gal, folk, who said you ask why a lot? I'm like, why aren't you asking why I ask why a lot? You just make a statement. Aren't you curious? Don't you want to know? That, you know would help you with that conundrum of being like, man, you ask why a lot. You could ask me why I ask why a lot. I know. I know. You know why I know? Because I ask myself that. I ask myself why I ask why a lot. Because I'm also aware and able to notice that. It's partly a choice to keep working with that. It's partly a necessity. Because I do not have, this is what I figured out, I do not have non-declarative memory accessible. Working memory, all that good stuff, nope, not working properly. But you know what it is? The ability to learn what things mean and then remember things in cinematic detail. So yes, I'm going to ask you why. It's the part of my brain that's not impacted by disability. And it leads to abstract reasoning, which is why I think we should all learn more abstract reasoning skills. Particularly category theory is my vibe. There's some books that I'm reading that I want to share. But yeah. Okay. Do your tracking. I didn't do it yesterday. That's okay. I'm going to give myself this for yesterday. Because I know I had it. Actually, I will track for yesterday because I know what I did. After I chew, I'll read. Because it's gross when you chew and read at the same time. I've learned that. Okay. Whoa! Wrong one. Also, whoops. That's wrong. I was like, wait a second. I shouldn't even have that. No, I didn't know. Oops. Sometimes I get asked, why would you think that was the answer right way? Like, buddy, I got used to the answers right way not making sense to me. I'm still adjusting to knowing what I'm doing. Hey! Yes! Why would... Yes! You're like, look, bud. Look, Jack. Let me tell you the score, okay? You know what? I'll tell you the score through an analogy, a little story. Once upon a time, there was a little baby, a freaking baby. And the baby grew up in a world where everything seemed to be not comprehensible, right? And yet, the baby could still learn about how things work if it asked questions. or went to an encyclopedia or googly wooglyed, okay? So this little baby grows up to me, okay? Story moves on to this space. And then what happens is I'm like, okay, I will follow best practices. This is the protocol that I will follow until I get corrections. So if you're like, that's the wrong protocol, I'm all ears. Because again, I started out with incomprehensible. And now I'm like, this is what I do. I do this. It's not the worst option. I've tried the worst option. This is what I do. If it's wrong, tell me why. Don't just be like, why are you doing it like that? I'm like, because it's the only one that kind of works. Do you have a better suggestion? And if it doesn't make sense, I can't do it. See part 1 of our story, the incomprehensible baby. Did I shower yesterday? Yes. Yes, I did. Wait, what? Oh. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. Alright, this happened yesterday, which is dope. C. Yes. Does that happen on Monday? I don't know. I'm not sure. This happened though. Okay, so make sure you're tracking. Yeah, I got that. This is sort of where I'm at. I'm feeling a little brain stabby today, so I better note that. Okay. All right. Okay, so once you've tracked, assess quickly if there's anything that you left out, and then assess if there's anything that you'd like to do. I'm gonna go brush my teeth, so if you need to brush your teeth, or eat something, or whatever, or go potty, or whatever, please go do that currently, and I will throw on the BRB screen, and then we'll continue on. Oh, that's wrong. That is not the right stream time. Damn it. Okay. I gotta fix this. I know I've messed it up. It ain't right. Like, that's not it. That's it. Nope, that's not it either. What the heck have I done? Okay, well now I don't have one that even connects to... Oh, god damn it. I'll fix this. But not right now. But eventually, yes, I'll fix this. Okay. Stem noises. Sometimes I make some silly stem noises. Okay. Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? What do you want? right, folks. I'm rolling. Do you want the other one too? There's another one in there, huh? Okay. Here you go, buddy. You want to chew this together? You want to chew? Okay. Oh, I meant to put on the BRB and I didn't, did I? Haha. Oh well. Okay, so come here, Merlin. Come here. Up here. Can you get up there? No, you can't, huh? Here. Come here. There you go. Alright, so we're sitting with Merlin helping him to chew a little thing. There you go. Good boy. And then, so for APS, I had an idea. When I first started this, I had theme weeks, well, that might be a better approach actually. I was about to pivot to something else. I had theme days, but maybe theme weeks might be harder to keep track of, but it might not be bad. Maybe theme weeks is the way to go, but I was thinking like there needs to be some regularity. So Fridays, I have a sense of what I want to do on Friday. That's different than the other days. Did you just eat that? Oh, good God. Where did the other one go? Did you just eat the other one too? Did you just swallow them? Oh, good God. Okay, Merlin. Well, that didn't last very long. He's like, here, have a chew. And then he's like, num, 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 and swallow. Okay. Which is fine. That their body digests them really well, but still, dude. Well, now what? We'll get some more. Did you eat it all? Where'd the other one go, buddy? Did you eat that too? Aw, man. Well, it's all done. Oh, buddy. It's so sad. But yeah, so it's having like a theme so that people can kind of know what to expect more. Do you know what I mean? And then, I don't know, like I just want some sort of like a cycle that might help us stay a little bit more aware of the passage of time. Maybe I should ask ChatGPT what they think. Actually, that's a good idea. Let's just go ask ChatGPT. Instead of venting my issues with everything in an abyss. Yeah. Wait, what? Okay, let's go to ChatGPT, the homie, as I like to call them. I say them, it. I don't know. I feel like it's a them. It's close enough to a them that like it feels weird to call it it. And I'm still a human. I don't know if what I just said even makes sense. Not quite to me, but that doesn't mean it doesn't make sense to you. I'm missing some context to make it work. That's what's the problem. Okay, where's the one that I've been asking? Hello. Hello, I have a sort of question then and need for advice regarding something. Run a morning Autism Peer Support live stream, and I thought I won a weekday morning. Might be nice to create some routine to it by having a theme for each week of the month. It would cycle over every month, so approximately 4 themes that every month that are, we start at the beginning of each month. I want to come up with themes that would help autistic ASD adults to manage their lives and improve quality of life. Okay. Having themes can help provide structure and focus to your reports, but here are some potential theme ideas. Self-care and stress management. This could include topics like mindfulness, meditation, exercise, and relaxation techniques. Huh. Oh, employment and career development. Yo. Yeah, so I think, okay, these are helpful. So out of these, I like special interest and hobbies. Yeah, you could have session focus on exploring new interests, finding ways to turn interest into a career business. That's a big one. Okay, so I think we need a special interest week. I think that one would be really cool. Okay, let me start making some notes about this. I guess I could put it here. This is an old thing that I can't do anymore. That's okay though. Okay, let me just grab this whole thing and see what I think. Okay. Ooh, whoa. That's not what I was expecting. Okay. So definitely this one. Yes, on that one. Boop. Okay. I'm inclined towards this one. We could have a bonus one when there's 5 weeks. Yeah, topic theme. Exactly. Yes. Not an aesthetic theme. I mean, it could have an aesthetic theme that goes along with it. That's not a terrible idea. Like, there could be a little palette switch or something. There could be, like, just something, like, even just, like, some little cartoon guys that I want to draw. But the latter could be a nice way to highlight and kind of emphasize that is happening. All right, I'm thinking. So sensory processing and self-care and stress management feels kind of similar to me, to be honest, but I could see this one being important. I mean, I don't know about self-care, 'cause again, sensory processing, I think stress management though, sure. Yes. Okay. 1, 2, 3. This one I don't want to focus on, unfortunately, but only because I think that conversation is, while it is important, a lot of what's going wrong for us is that we don't have the stability and the ability to talk about our lives in a meaningful way so people can understand how to meet us halfway. So I'm inclined to say that, like, some of these issues, yeah, but also some of these issues, it's like downstream of this. I mean, executive functioning, yes, which I'm like, okay, I'm inclined to say yes, but aren't we always working on that too? But I mean, nah, okay, I think maybe these are the 4 main ones, and then a bonus could be this guy. I just feel that the communication and social skills and relationship and dating is not what I think we need the most help with. There's already a lot of resources for those 2 things, and it doesn't solve the other issues. It's kind of not connected. I mean, it is, but it's not. You know what I mean? Like, it's coming from the same source in many ways, in surprising ways, but addressing it isn't going to be as effective in terms of, like, putting together a new way of approaching your life. Like, this isn't going to be, and this isn't going to be what really pivots things for you. This will be impacted by these other issues that I think we should address. But they're downstream. These, in my opinion, and I need to have an opinion here because this is my model that I'm building with people who think this model makes sense. As a peer support space, I think those are downstream. I'm going to treat them as downstream because that's my interpretation of it, and that's what I want to test out. Somebody else can test out something where they think it's upstream, and maybe they're right and I'm wrong, but like we need some A/B testing on this, so I'm fine with that. All right, let me go back to the homie, and then let's see here. Hey, bro. Whoops, not that one. AI and friendship. Oh, here we are. Oh, these are very, yes. Excellent. These are excellent. I've settled for +1 bonus theme in months with 5 weeks. Can you please help suggest a good order in which to go through the themes every month? A month out of I have selected. Maybe give me please let me know your reasoning you suggest as well. Okay, they're using their ones. 1, 2. Okay. They're still using their same original order. Interesting. Oh. Okay, so then let me replace. I agree with most of this. Let's replace communication. I agree with this, but I just think that, like, this, again, I want that to be, maybe we can have, like, little symposiums on that. I'm going to say, okay, let me go back here. I agree with most of this except for special interests and hobbies. Okay, I mostly agree, but in my list of 4, I selected please add, please, if with my list, what would be as order? Okay. Right. Yeah, I agree. I agree with this. I could see switching 3 and 1, but I actually agree. Because as an adult, the process of getting through the week, you don't quite get enough time to work on sensory it's almost better to hit the ground running and then do some stress management. It's almost, you know what I like this for? I'll tell you why. If we test some stuff out and then we immediately work on our affect in response to the stuff we tested out last week, that can give us a lot of insights on our boundaries that we may not have. And then we go back to sensory processing. And like, this makes sense to me because it's almost like action, recovery, action, recovery. I think that looks like that to me. Like intervention, adjustments, reflection, regulation, intervention, adjustments, reflection, regulation. Right? Let me write that down. That's sort of the pattern. Right? I think that's what we're doing. So, yeah, I like this. I'm just going to go ahead and grab these. All right. I like that social skills are finding support networks. I kind of like that for the bonus. Maybe the bonus theme, I'm thinking. The bonus theme can kind of switch between employment and career development and general, like, peer group development and, like, resource development. Let me put that down. Okay. Burp, burp, burp. None. Thank you. And then you are in bold. Oh, that's fine. Black. Okay. All right. Okay, so this I agree with. I think this is what we'll start with. Okay. Oh, they switched that out. So they did. Yeah, okay. They switched that out. Huh. No, I like it better. I like this better. I mean, we could start with self-care. Yeah, but no, I agree with this. Additionally, starting with more practical themes like executive functioning. Yeah, self-care, you know, support given private participants, practical. Yeah, I agree with this. Okay. Do we like self-care first, or do we like... It seems like it could go either way. I still think executive functioning is the best way to start with, though. And then I still... Yeah, no, I like what I was saying. Where it's like, yeah, intervention, adjustment, reflection. Okay. Yeah, if anyone with special interests, hobbies can provide a more uplifting, enjoyable theme to close out the month and can provide an opportunity for participants to share and celebrate their passions and hobbies with another. I love that. I absolutely love that. Especially if we've made progress on them over the month, we can kind of like celebrate the progress as well as just the general, you know what I mean? Like, it was ultimately what I think our lives need to be, the metric by which we should be measuring some of our, or most of our, let me start that over. The metric by which we should be measuring our quality of life improvement is like, how is your special interest involvement going and engagement going, and what is it leading to, and how is it creating new pathways for you to, you know, meaningfully contribute to the world, to feel satisfied in life, to feel like a success on your own terms. You know what I'm saying? Like, clearly this is, in my opinion, for this expression of autism at least, I don't know, I can't speak for, autism is so broad at this point that I maybe can't speak for everything, but if you relate to me and your autism is expressing such that this is making sense, then, like, I think this is how to do it for that type of autism. If not all, who knows? We're all figuring this out in real time. Okay. Great. All right. Let me make a note about as for the bonus theme. Yeah, I do appreciate that. I'm gonna go here. And then I'm gonna say, also career and employment. Let's go ahead and look at the calendar for a second. So I know like this month is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So this is one, what? Yeah. 6. Okay. So this month has 6. So that's interesting. But it really only starts on a Monday. So like, I don't have to worry about that one. So actually we only have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're fine. This month, next month we can do a 5. So we'll do self-care. Wait, no, sorry. Wrong order. We'll do, let me highlight this. Maybe I wonder what it will say for like theme names. I wonder. I'd be curious. Okay, so then let me look at the calendar again. Okay, awesome. And the things you say, awesome. Then yeah, so I think like, here's my thinking on peer support. I think there needs to be a bunch of us doing versions of peer support, iterations of peer support, and we should be able to kind of like show up in a space, try out that, see if it fits. And it doesn't have to be overly clinical. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, we don't have to be like, oh, we went into an fMRI and your brain is almost like my brain, so then we do the same brain thing. Like, it doesn't have to be this overly precise. It's not that. It's really just like, does this intervention create meaningful support for you as an individual? And are you able to contribute feedback and feel like you're also, adding to the body of knowledge that is applying to people who also are experiencing, an improvement in quality of life? My ultimate goal is we really experience, I'm going to say, a dramatic improvement in the quality of life. That's my goal. Now, ambitious to say dramatic, maybe, but I don't care. Like, that's the goal. Okay, so next month we have, so let me go over this. So it would be executive functioning week, self-care week, sensory processing week, special interest hobby week, and then this last one we can do career, employment, community sort of thing, or like, support networks. Or, yeah, career, employment, and connection. How about that? Career, employment, and connection. Yeah, bonus for 5-week months, career, employment, and connection, right? And we'll kind of cover all of that. So then let's look ahead for the rest of the year. So that week would be in May. We would get 3 days to work on that. That's great, right? Well, technically we'd have more, but within the month itself, like there'll be a little bleed over, obviously, because this is in the middle of the week. So then the next week of the program would start on the 5th of June. I did not know that as I started to say it, so I had to think about it. And then we'll have a 4-week. Okay, great. Then we'll start on the 3rd of July. And that one, we get a 5-week. Great. Yeah, and then we'll just carry through. That makes perfect sense, right? So yeah, it's not a shorter week. It's like it's a longer extension of a theme. Okay, this makes sense. And then we'll get a 4-week in August. Or actually, no, we'll get a 5-week in August. That's nice. Okay. That's fine. And then we'll get kind of a 4-week, wait, right? Yeah, a 4-week here. And then a 5-week for my birthday month. I love that for me. And then I'm sure there's people who have memorized this. This is not how I think about dates. 1, 2, wait. Yeah, 5-week, and then we can work on that. Yeah. Then we get a 4-week. And then we get a 5-week. Or wait, sorry. Then we get a 4-week again. Okay. And then we get a 5-week. Okay. Got it. Okay, cool. Yeah, that works. That works just fine. Okay. Okay. Let me read their reasoning one more time, just so I understand. Positive tone encourage participants their well-being as they approach the rest of the month. And I changed that. They changed that to this, but that's okay. Yeah, we'll start with practical tools, and then we'll encourage participants to prioritize their well-being. Yeah, I think that the reason, again, I like this is like we can see like how these really impacted us, and then if it did impact us a lot, then we need to have really robust self-care strategies, which I don't think is the worst thing in the world for us to like stretch our comfort zone and then address it immediately the next week. I don't think that's bad for us. I think distress tolerance is a big part of autism, even though it's gotten extreme in terms of like the kind of stress tolerance we've had to do. We've had to tolerate situations that are much more extreme for us than it is for a typically developing person. And the typically developing person doesn't realize their help is pushing us in the direction of it getting even more extreme. So we have to have some strong boundaries. But that can be part of executive functioning, is like a discussion of like, this is what we're working on. If people are getting past our boundaries, we can say like, hey, this is what I'm working on. So hopefully we're not getting pushed to an extreme of like the kind of environment or context that isn't really working for us, being able to self-regulate, and even find, a reasonable standard of stress. So to go back to like stress management and self-care right after that, where we may have tried something that didn't work and needs to be adjusted or tweaked, we can then figure out like, okay, that's going to happen. We're going to do things that's not going to work. We've got to be able to soothe and relax our nervous system back down to a level where we can work from. So I think it's actually good to put us, potentially under some extra stress. And as we repeat the cycle over and over again every month, we may get to a point where we're like, okay, I'm used to being put under that load of pressure, and realizing that like the point of it is for me to learn, right? To learn like what happens to me under that much pressure, when is enough, when is too much, and you can always take a break, right? So there's so many ways I think this would actually work quite well, especially repeated cycles of it. You would start to adjust boundaries and be like, you know what, no more than this. This is my limit. Okay, the reason for this order is that executive functioning and self-care are foundational themes that can support the other two. It's really good. I agree. For example, having good executive functioning skills can help with managing time and resources to pursue special interest hobbies. So good. While self-care can help manage sensory processing challenges that may come with engaging in these activities. Yes. Yep. Additionally, starting with more practical themes like executive functioning and self-care can help set the tone for the support group and provide participants with practical tools and strategies that they can apply immediately in their lives. Yes. Finally, ending with special interest hobbies can provide a more uplifting and enjoyable theme to close out the month, and can provide an opportunity for participants to share and celebrate their passions and hobbies with one another. Sometimes when I see a word that I know is a little bit tricky to say, participants is a little bit weird. The particular mix of syllables is not my favorite with those consonants. So sometimes I'm like, I'll just read it in my head and be like, like I was like, it's faster, just read it in my head. What I'd eventually like to do is combine this with what will eventually be, I hope, a superimposition application, program, software, whatever. App on your phone, app on your desktop is sort of what I'm thinking, where we have our different superimposition chats. They are also informed of this cycle, and it all can support each other. Superimposition is my way of connecting what would normally be a to-do list to declarative memory, or declarative memory functions that actually go far beyond what we would colloquially call memory. It goes into how you process and represent the world in your mind, as well as how you ready yourself for actions. And I think the problem with autism and a few other neurodevelopmental disorders is we have a really hard time doing. And I think the reason why it's gotten so difficult and so confounding is because we can do things and we can motivate ourselves towards actions, but I think the channel by which we do that in our brain, like the way that we're doing it is distinct from the typically developing brain, because one of the pathways has never been accessible to us, and it doesn't make sense to try to make it accessible. And that would be this like listing out things and then being aware of where you are in the list in order to motivate you towards an action. It's 75 degrees today here randomly. Oh, that's strange. Well, I mean, it's not the farthest away from the warmer months. Didn't spring start or something? I don't know. You probably keep track of that better because astrology kind of cares, doesn't it? Like equinoxes or something. I don't even know what the fucking equinox is. Ohio. Oh my God. I lived in Ohio. Shade, have I gone on about this? So I got accepted. Well, it's a long story kind of. So I went to this summer intensive. One of the first summer intensive I ever went to. So, okay, back up. In ballet, you go to summer intensives, okay? So when you are on break from your regular ballet school, which you train all the time at, right? You go traveling around the United States or even other countries, and well, first of all, you audition. So you go to a bunch of auditions. If you're in a major city, they all come here. So you just go to a bunch of auditions, you get into some programs, you don't get into others, and then you pick which ones you want to go to and you go, okay? It gives you a chance to like travel when you're young. You get used to the idea of like ballet dancers just have to move for their career. You get used to the whole gamut of like, some of the expectations of the career, while also getting to train with, people you really like that maybe are at a company that you have your eye on, or use a training style that you really want to try, or are an even more advanced version, a more sophisticated, highbrow version of like whatever they do in your school, right? So tons of reasons to go. It's great. Yeah, everybody does it. It's just part of the culture. Okay. So my first one I went to was in Ohio, and I liked it. I came back to my home studio and I was like, whoa, my extensions, like how high your leg goes, were way better, and I felt more placed. And I was like, okay, I think their method works for my body. Great. So then I held that in my mind, and I think I came back to that summer intensive 3 years later, maybe, again. And I used to do like 2 or 3 summer intensives a year, by the way, to make up for stuff. Okay. So by that time, I was just getting out of high school. And I was like, okay, I really want to train here, right? So I went there for that summer before leaving high school, I think. Something like this. This is a long time ago at this point. Well, it feels like forever ago, but maybe it's not that long ago. I'm not like 70 years old. But okay, so I go there and I'm like, yeah, I still like it here. And my friend goes with me. And both of us are like, you know what? What if we go to their pre-professional program? Like they have a second company, a junior company. What if we apply for that and come, right? So we do that, and then we decide to go there. So me and my friend drive across the United States from the Bay Area to Ohio. There were so many cornfields. We went crazy. We were like, we're going to jump over a fence and steal some corn. We're like, because we just saw so much corn. You know what I mean? We started to feel like I want to take some of that corn. And then I'm like, but what if we get stuck on the other side of the fence? Like, right? I was like, what would we do? Like, I was like, how do we explain ourselves? But we were so close because it was just so much fucking corn. So we get to Ohio. We get to, I feel like maybe I shouldn't say the city because I don't want to dog on the city but I do kind of want to dog on the city. I do. Okay, so we get to Columbus, Ohio. And then we were supposed to be there a year. So all of these things, like, it's like a semester, and then you have like a year, right? Like, so you have semesters, you go into the winter. Winter's when you do Nutcracker. I was definitely there for Nutcracker that year. And then you're supposed to go all the way through to the next summer intensive, right? So that's a year in a ballet school, okay? Similar to a school year. I lasted less than 6 months. I couldn't do it. I got there in September, October, November, December. January, I think February was when I ducked the fuck out. I was like, I can't do this anymore. It was awful. It was cold. It was flat. I was getting seasonal affectiveness disorder. It was terrible. It was awful. And everybody was much more racist than I was used to. I have so many stories where I'm like, oh wow, and so I got a shirt out of that. That's when I got back to San Francisco, I was walking, the Castro is bombs. Castro is like it's like gay Mecca, kind of like LGBTQ Mecca. IA plus. Oh, no, I know you're all depressed. But also I was like, y'all know you're depressed because like you're like in this awful kind of landlocked situation. Like, I think there's a lake here and there and whatever, but it's like, no, this is terrible. It's like, you need to get out of here. And then, oh God, the football games. Girl. Okay. Whenever there was a football game, because it was Ohio State, and it's the Buckeyes, right? They got Buckeye candy, Buckeye cookies, Buckeye blah, 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 Buckeye everything, right? Oh my God. So yeah, I should have been on that, you know? I really should have been on prescription level vitamin D. It was nuts. So, and I'm already pale as hell, you know, so like it was not good. So then the whole city would just like shut down. Like all the stores would close because it was the Buckeye games. And you could like, I would go out on the Buckeye games because it felt like I was in a fucking ghost town. Like a tumbleweed would go by. And I'm like, man, did the zombies come this time? It was nuts. It was nuts because that's what all was going on. And then there was this one time I was in some store because every store has like Buckeye shit in it. Like it seems like every store. And there was like a coloring book. I think I was probably in a bookstore because I like me some bookstores. Girl, there was this coloring book. It was like, oh boy, the illustrations were not good. And it was clearly meant to be like little white boys and girls and a little white family that were like, we love the Buckeyes, right? And like, it's like, little Jimmy wants to be a quarterback. And there's little Jimmy. Little Susie wants to be a cheerleader. And she's got like, you know, the ponytails. And then it's like, Uncle Bob loves the game. And it's this big fat man with like just comically beer gut. And then like a beer hat with the straws coming out of 2 beer cans that are on his like ears like mufflers. And I'm like, what the holy hell is this? Like, I'm like, are they like, it was like a cult indoctrination coloring book into like a weird Midwestern white person family dynamic and also football. Buckeye chocolate is really good. I agree. Oh, they also had, somebody made like a bar that had a Buckeye theme to it. That was like a cookie bar or like a, I don't know. There was a lot of really good Buckeye recipes. I'm not gonna lie. They were good. And that is true. And there was like a good health food store. Because like Columbus, Ohio, because it was a college town and there was like some need for people to not go insane. There were some like sort of like spaces of it that wished they were Oregon. But yeah, Friends Don't Let Friends Live in Ohio is the shirt that I got when I went on to the Castro like a month after something. I got home and I was like, oh hell yeah. Yeah, no, for real. I think we should start eventually like a GoFundMe, an ongoing GoFundMe of like Friends Don't Let Friends Live in Ohio. Rowan got out of Ohio too, by the way. When I first met Rowan, they were living in Ohio and I was like, you shouldn't do that. I was like, you should not do that. Can you not do that? So far, Aiden, their homie, and who's from somewhere else, but they live together now as roommates. I'd love to get more people out here. I saw a quote from someone once that said, I don't trust people from Ohio that choose to stay. Facts. I have so many stories about like why I did not, oh my God. One time, okay, I got too many stories. You know what? We're just going to leave it. I've trashed Ohio enough for one time, but I can tell you I have plenty more. And most of it revolves around like stunning racism. Stunning. Yeah, let's go. We will do that. It was bad. It was, and I'm from San Francisco. I'm from the Bay Area. I was confused. I was very young. Very, very green to the world. And I'm like, what? Like, just a lot of like, I feel like it was at the level where I'm like, I'm just going to fucking disassociate. I can't understand how this is even happening right now. Yeah, rude awakening. Absolutely. And it feels like you need to do, well, shit. You're like, I'm outnumbered. I don't know what the hell to do. There's a lot of people who think this way. That's really disturbing and scary. And I'm upset and worried about everyone. And particularly, every person of color who has to deal with this guy. And gal. And oh my God. There's no words. It's so bad. There's no words. It's just like, wow. I hope it's better at this point a little bit, but I doubt it somehow, because that wasn't that long ago. But yeah, I don't know. Anyways, I couldn't do it. I hated it. I left. My friend stayed the whole year. I'm like, nah, I'm out. I'm going. I gotta go home. Wow. Yeah. Well, that you know what? Keep that wish alive. And also, isn't your boo thing trying to get into a different? Didn't they get into a PhD program? Where are you gonna? I forget the deal there. Are you moving for that? Is that an excuse to move? You know what I'm saying? Oh, I know. I want to ask it. Okay. See, I was thinking. Thank you. Additionally, cute sort. Even. Oh, these are so adorable. Oh, wow. I like Autism Adventures in Wonderland. That's pretty dope. Let's do that. Because then, we can have like a Mr. Rogers song that goes with it. That would be, did you know, did you know, did you know that it's all right to wonder? Which is one that's been stuck in my head lately. Mr. Rogers song. Did you know? Let me go grab that. Let me look. See, where's the lyrics? Bruh. Yeah. Did you know that's all right to wonder? Did you know that's all right to wonder? There are all kinds of wonderful things. Did you know that's all right to marvel? Did you know that's all right to marvel? There are all kinds of marvelous things. You can ask a lot of questions about the world and your place in it. You can ask about people's feelings, and you can learn the sky's the limit. Did you know that when you wonder, you're learning? Did you know when you marvel, you're learning about all kinds of wonderful, about all kinds of marvelously wonderful things, right? So that'll be the song of the week. That's amazing. So many question marks for the next 2 weeks, basically. Oh, okay. So, but that's cool that like 2 weeks is a nice period of time to kind of know that things will be more settled. Like that's exciting. Okay, so sensory safari for autism explorers. I think that's kind of fun. Let me look through Mr. Rogers' songs, and what I want to do is tie it to Mr. Rogers' songs. Maybe look carefully, listen carefully. I don't like this one because I don't feel like we're in a mind maze. They switched the order here, but I think it could go either way. Scary, I don't know. I'm in such an unsure situation. I hate it. That's completely understandable. Do you want to talk it out a little bit? So how many places are up on the table right now? Like how many different locations? Okay. Yeah, uncertainty is not a good feeling. So maybe we can reduce some of the uncertainty by just isolating a few things that are certain. One school accepted him, one we don't know. They just asked for a transcript. One wants him to do another master's first through them. Yeah, because it's a top 20 school for music and he's behind. Well, if it's a top, yeah, that's ballet's very competitive like that. That makes sense. None have given funding info yet. Okay, got it. So there's 3 possible locations. 1, there's not a hoop. 2, there's been hoops, right? And one of them, the hoops haven't been clearly defined. Okay. Do you have any sense of connection to any of the 3 locations personally? Like, is there a resonance with your life or your goals or your experiences that overlaps with any of those 3 locations, or are they all like foreign to you? Oh, that's nice. Okay. And your dad's the one that you're able to talk more about your ASD potentially with. The mom, no. Remember that. Okay. And your dad's the one that may be spectrum? Oh, awesome. Okay, Shade. Okay. Wow, Jay sounds so helpful. I'm really happy that y'all have a dynamic duo going on. Okay. I'm thinking let me go here. Take this off. I think Look Carefully would be a good song. Oh, songs. Here we go. Let me go here. Let me look at some of these. The Clown in Me. Ooh, these are some really good ones. I haven't seen some of these. Everybody has a history. Everybody's shy sometimes. Everyone grows together. Extraordinary way. I like to be told. I like to take my time is a good one. Ooh, I like to take my time is a really good one for executive functioning. I think that's a good one. Also, you've got to do it. Or maybe this could be I think this should be you've got to do it. What would you like to do today? What do you think is important? The way we're supposed to be. Wait and see. Tomorrow is a special day. Today is new. Today is a special day, not tomorrow. There's only one like you. Sometimes isn't always. Someone can use it. Some things belong to you. Prosperous interval of time? What does that mean? Pretending. Promise. I'm gonna look through all these. The people you like the most. Peace and quiet. Nobody likes it? What's that? Nice? What's nice? My oldest toy. Love is people. Look and listen, lonely kind of thing. Let's think of something to do. Let's be together today. It's time. It's no use. It's nice to be ourselves. It's hard to wait. It's a fraud. What's that? It's good to talk. That's interesting. Look at how many I'm grabbing. It doesn't matter who's in trouble. I'm still myself inside. I'm strong as the wind. I'm interested in things. I'll think of you. I wonder if he's all right. I think I'm going to like today. I love to talk to the sky. I need you. I like to win. Sorry. If you can't be a pine on the top of the hill, be a shrub in the valley, but be the best little shrub by the side of a rill. If you can't be a woods, by a tree. If you can't be a highway, then just be a trail. If you can't be the sun, be a star. It isn't by size that you win or you fail. Be the best of whatever you are. Be the best of whatever you are. Wow. Wow. That's really beautiful. Come on and wake up. Come on and wake up now. It's time to shake a leg and get up. It's time for you to raise your head up. Come on and wake up. Come on and wake up now. You know it's time. That's fine. Common sense. Now, how can you be blue when blue is not your color? You know you're brown and yellow. You'll never be blue. This is probably... This is a very strange one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think we've had enough exercise. Our weight and rate of progress is just great. By now it's time for you to flashcards to flash and concentrate. Suppose you concentrate on a badminton game that 2 people play, so you kind of put the cat dress up. Okay, that's pretty simple. That's a God one. Every minute of today, little bird. No. That's pretty. This is interesting. I often felt I was just an extra person around. I also thought I was ordinary, like anything from the pound. But when I'm with you, it's different. It's as different as night is from day. With you, I feel extraordinary in an extraordinary way. I never thought the rich had feelings. Never knew they could be sad. Here's a prince whose name is extraordinary in an extraordinary way. With you, I feel so extraordinary in an extraordinary way. We will walk this life together and be never far away. Interesting. I wonder what the plot of that show was. Fascinating. Wow. This is beautiful. One of the things about growing up is learning to go to the pond. That's cute. Okay. Oh, you're having Jay read that essay. Oh, awesome. Yeah, I'm always happy to hear responses to that too, because it's something I worked obviously very hard on, and it was like, this is a great idea, and I think it was a great idea. Okay. I like to take my time. This is such a good song. Okay. Wow, these are really fascinating songs. Huh. This one's interesting. Sometimes isn't always as interesting. Someone will say this. Proper interval of time. Yes, good morning to you. That's funny. Oh, wow. This one's very pretty. Is Josie Carey the psychologist that he worked with? Now I'm not sure. I feel like yes? No, it's a lyricist. Oh. Oh, I know who she is. Oh, those are the ones that he must have worked on with the Children's Corner. That's cool. Huh. Just reading these. Interesting. Huh. This song is Trump. This part. I want to win, win, win. I want to shout, shout, shout. I want to stand up straight. I want to stomp all about. I want to win. I want to win, win, win. I want to win, 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 win. I want to shout, 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 shout. I want to stand up straight. I like to stomp all about. It's literally Trump. Okay. Okay. So I've got choices here. Venting a void internally at the moment. Why? Oh, you're processing. Think of it. Always think of that as processing, right? Here, wait. Here's a Mr. Rogers song. I like it. Where was it? It's good to talk. It's good to talk. It's good to say the things we feel. It's good to talk. We're much more real without the lock. It's good to talk. It's good to talk. It's good to find someone to trust. It's good to talk. We know we must do more than balk. It's good to talk. People weren't born to be silent. Our tongues make wonderful sounds. By the way, if that's not your way of communication, there's other ways too to make, wonderful forms of communication. Doesn't always have to be sounded. Just try a few phrases for practice. You see there are very few bounds. And if there are bounds, there's other things that you can do instead, which is amazing. You can even do sign language, right? I like you. Let's see now. I like you. I'm angry. I'm happy. I'm sad. You see, that's not bad. It's good, not bad. It's good to talk. It's good to say the things we mean. It's good to talk of all we've seen and heard and felt for and wished and knelt for. We need to talk more. It's good to talk. Wow. We need to talk more. It's good to talk. Holy shit. I love that. It's good to talk. It's good to say the things we mean. It's good to talk of all we've seen and heard and felt for and wished and knelt for. We need to talk more. It's good to talk. This part would be perhaps controversial for people, but I mean, it's just, but just talk it out, You just talk it out. Okay. I think I like to take my time is a good one. Yeah, this is definitely the self-care one. I like to take my time. I mean that when I want to do a thing, I like to take my time and do it right. Oh, hi. Welcome in. So I run Autism Peer Support. I'm just working on some weekly themes. It is an adult peer support, but I love Mr. Rogers, and the work that he did is very inspiring for me. So I'm taking a song from Mr. Rogers that I think suits the week's themes. I was developing the theme of the week with ChatGPT. I've been using ChatGPT to also develop a couple other tools that I think would be helpful for people on the spectrum. So I have some what I would call I have my own vocabulary a little bit around how I approach peer support and even autism itself. I was diagnosed in December of 2019, but I have kind of an odd history where I went to a gifted learning disabled school from kindergarten to 8th grade, but didn't get diagnosed with autism. My brother, however, had a dyscalculia diagnosis. The odds that everybody in my family is on the spectrum is just pretty much incredibly high, but I'm the only one with the diagnosis. And then my mom was an IO psychologist. She could have gone on to a PhD. She's a very brilliant person. But she stopped at a master's degree because she had kids late in life. She had kids at like 40. And like when she was training, it would have been difficult to get employment as a woman in her field because of sexism. So they would have told her she was overqualified potentially if she had a PhD. Anyway, so it's a mess. But she's a very, very brilliant person is my point. So I've been pretty psychologically literate my whole life, as well as around resources for people with learning disabilities and neurodevelopmental conditions. And it turns out I have autism, and so I try to incorporate a lot of my life experience and the reference points that I have around neuropsychology, psychology. I love neuroscience, and putting that all together to try to create new practical tools that are developed in a peer support space. Some of the tools that we have so far, and I started on Twitch, by the way, and I just couldn't do the gamer bro culture there. It's just too pervasive, and I think it was limiting. So one of the things that I've developed though over the 2 years that I started it like a year into the pandemic, something like that. This is one of our tracker versions. So we do tracking of daily living skills. Mine has a couple bonus ones on it. Like this is just for me. But we have daily living skills broken down into different aspects that I took from occupational therapy, and then we added one more aspect that is for sort of like self-actualization sorts of goals, something that's a little more sophisticated. So DEATHSHAFTBOMBs. This is basically for adults, though there's some range to it, but like, you know, over 18, certainly, like we're more of a peer support for that age bracket. And then, yeah, that's kind of it. Does that make sense if you're still here? If you have any further questions, I can keep going. But yeah, so I've been developing this idea for a while. I do it every weekday. Sometimes I've been missing it because of just sleep. And then on the weekend, I do a Sunday stream. That is for space management. You may have left already. It's not for everybody. It's not, but it's something that I believe in strongly, and I'm trying to cultivate on YouTube now. Okay. They may have left. That's okay. I like to take the discoverability on YouTube is not as well, I don't know. It's like not as good as Twitch in some senses, but I don't know if the discoverability on Twitch even made sense. Okay. I like that one. Yeah, it's a little difficult, I guess. I maybe should come up with a quicker explanation for it. But oh well, it'll make sense to people later, I think. And maybe it'll make more sense to me how to explain it. Let's see here. Where is the one that I want? I guess I'll go back to the master list. I need... You've got to do it. This is a great one. Yeah, this was a good one for sensory stuff. Okay. And then what's this one? The social savvy and employment one. Oh, this is a good one. Let's Be Together Today. That's probably on one of the albums too. Let me try to find it. Let's Be Together Today. Whoopsie. Yeah, I think this is a good one. Oh, okay, I don't know about that. Let's see. Okay. That's not quite right. Let me That's funny. That's hilarious. The Mad Hatter's Guide to Time Management, because it doesn't even make sense. That's kind of silly. I don't know, not bad. Let's see here. I prefer the Sensory Symphony. so strange. How about some that use space? Dungeon mastering your life? What? That's hilarious. That's stupidly funny. Dungeon mastering your life. Bro. Yeah, that's great. What? Okay, yeah. That's good. Amazing. Oh, that's so funny. Okay, I need can I get Huh. Subtitle of half these streams. Yeah, right? That's definitely what the screw all these other ones. Executive function is that's just what that is. It's dungeon mastering your life. That's hilarious. I love it. Dungeon mastering your life. Jeez Louise. Okay, and then okay. This is great. This one's good. Oh, ours. That's I said day, but I meant week. Let me edit that. Related to different fantasy and sci-fi sorts of worlds. Let's try that. Save and submit. Let's try that. First and foremost, this has to go second. Let me just fix that. Or wait, yeah. Yeah. That's 2. Yeah, that's 1. Okay, good. Alright, I think I'm gonna finish off now. Yeah. Yeah. Huh. That's what I'm gonna call it. Sometimes I call myself a beep boop robot, so. You look back here. So sensory processing. Okay. Yeah. Oh, interesting. Huh. Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna end stream. I know people are just hanging with me right now. Enchanted Forest, the theme could be... Lost in space. That's very interesting. Let me see some of the other arguments for this. Yeah, I'm gonna sign off. It's like 10:07. Let me just finish typing this out and then I'll sign off. I'll be like 5 minutes. Can you please recommend some more ideas for the processing week that really highlight these goals? Ooh, I like that. Sensory-friendly activities. I like that one. I like 4. This is the hardest one to name. Okay. And can I please have some pun? Wait, what? Oh god, dang it. Huh. That's interesting. I like that one. Please get regenerate response. Let's just get more of them. Oh, the sensory playground. That's interesting. Better. This one too, Sensory Solutions is pretty simple. But this one's also pretty cool. I like the playground thing. Like, sandbox? Although sandboxes aren't that fun. Well, okay, I'm gonna head out. Bye, everybody. Well, basically, bye, Shade. Have a good day. Thanks for being here. Bye.